Okay, so we're going to talk about some basic hand lettering terms, just so we're on the same page. We're going to talk about the baseline. When I refer to the baseline, it's usually the line where the letters all sit. Okay, so the A here, that's the bottom of the A, and the N right here, and the A, like I said before. That is the baseline. We're going to go ahead now and talk about the X height. The X height is the height of all your lowercase letters. Okay, so from this bottom baseline to this midline here, where you see the dash line. The next thing we have is something called the cap height. It's basically the height of all the capital letters. Okay, so that's your cap height. The ascender is the area above the X height where letters extend. So like example, your lowercase b, your lowercase d, h, your t. The next is the descender. That's the area below the baseline. So that's going to be lowercase letters, Y, G, J, things like that. Okay, so that just kind of explains those terms just so we're on the same page. All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk real briefly about some different font terminology, just so you kind of have an idea of what we're talking about. So whenever I talk about serif fonts, I'm basically referring to a style of letters that have embellishments on the end of them. So for this example here, let me zoom in for you to see where we're at here. You can see that the S has a little embellishment on the end, as does the R on the bottoms, and the I up here on the bottom. Those are serif letters. Now sans serif letters, those are letters that do not have any embellishments. They're just very simple and straightforward. You can see it with the style of these letters. And then the next one is block style lettering. Block style lettering is a very bold sans serif style of lettering, and it has very thick letters. You can see that here. And then you also see that there's a script style of a font. So whenever I refer to script, it's going to look something like this. And then the last thing I want to refer to are flourishes. So flourishes are any types of swirls or swashes that are extended to an actual letter form. They can be used on your entrance strokes or your exit strokes. And they can also be added to the ascender or your descender lines. Okay, so these are just some of the examples that you see here. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started onto our next section.